Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to the Top Flight Pod. You know what it is. You know what we're here to do. Back in studio today. Beautiful Austin, Texas. Gentlemen, the season is now over. It comes to an end. Looking forward to 2025. That's what we're going to talk about here tonight. Starting off with you, Bali. How are you doing, mate?
Blessed, happy, excited, crazy game last night. It's gonna be the last game for a while. It's gonna be a little break now, but man, it was a great vibes and a great win.
Last night was great vibes.
It was great. I was happy. I enjoyed last night, honestly.
I did. As soon as I walked into Q2, and as I was walking to Q2, I mean, there was a tailgate for crying out loud, something that rarely happens. But when I got to Q2, when I was inside, I was telling everybody around me, the people that were there with me, to see the game, I was saying how there was a different energy. There was like a breath of fresh air. It was like if we finally turned the page, or if we started like a new chapter, even though it is the end. It felt like the beginning of something new. That's how I felt. Yeah. Maybe it's a little bit poetic, but you know how I am. B, how are you doing, mate?
Doing good. I mean, this was dubbed as the biggest week in Austin history, is what I kept seeing on social media with everything going on in the city. So, yeah, I mean, good vibes, like y'all boys said. Comeback win. It was great. UT lost, but Austin won, and the season's over. We won't be back there till what, February, late February,
early March.
Got to take it all in, and I'm glad that we ended it in somewhat of a positive.
Now,
so,
you mentioned the biggest weekend in Austin history. That was the UT versus Georgia game, which so many people were here for. When we're talking about fans, but also celebrities. That game was like just celebrity central, man. It felt like a Super Bowl.
To be honest, it was like the national game of the whole in the United States. It was all eyes on this game, and it was all focused in Austin. There's been because I was trying to at least catch the first couple plays before I headed to Q2, and they showed like shots from point of view of the field at the UT Stadium,
aerial
and
shots,
it was absolutely incredible. Like, just from the TV, imagine being there.
And guess what? Q2 still sold out, man.
Q2 still sold out. Hey, I was surprised that it was that. You said Vibe was there. I wouldn't say sold out. I'm like 80, 70% maybe.
I'd say 85, close to 90.
85, 90%. And it was great vibes because, Wolf is gone. It was going to be a game of like showing the ownership, showing everything, or discontent with the season, but it turned around. Wolf is gone, and now it became like a goodbye, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. Primo, how are you doing, mate? Obviously, UT didn't get the win last night, but we're saying Austin MC got the win. That's good vibes, at least for that section of the city. But, I mean, there was fans that were also checking out F1. I mean, where were you at? What were you doing?
I went to go tailgate at the Longhorn game.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all. I don't blame you.
It was fun. It's always fun. There's a lot of people, a lot of Georgia fans, surprisingly.
Okay.
Like walking around the UT tailgates and everything, and there's people almost fighting, and there was big crowds out there. It was crazy. But I'm surprised that the Austin FC game sold out. I wasn't expecting that big of a crowd.
Yeah, there was conversations if the sellout streak was going to finally end, if it was going to be empty or whatnot. But nah, man, I mean, at peak times of the game, you looked around and Q2 was popping.
Yeah,
it was popping.
I also want to give a quick shout out to Fabian. Sent us our his brand footwork.
Of course.
Rocking his shirt on the pod. Shout out to a friend of the show, Fabian.
It looks good. It looks good. It looks great,
dude. It's a great quality shirt. I was surprised.
Good.
I was.
Hey, I'm gonna need some gear. I'm gonna need some gear, Fabian.
Send a couple more. Send a couple more. But shout out to.
Send a couple. Shout
out to homie Fabian.
Shout out to Fabian. Shout out to everybody that's on Patreon and the Discord. At the Verde tailgate yesterday, I was able to meet up with a bunch of people. I got to meet Peter. We got to link up with Aaron. Tucker was there with us as well. Sama was there. Bunch of folks Elise also. Aries got to link up. A little bit of a Discord meetup there on and off as we were walking through the crowd of folks, getting a bunch of free beer and getting a bunch of free snacks. It was a vibe. And I'm asking, the folks that were in charge of it, why aren't we doing more of those? Why, 2025, can we have more tailgates at that spot? I really want to know if that's something that we can do, because it was a great atmosphere, great vibe. It felt like the last day of school almost.
Oh, swear.
You know what I'm saying?
Was everybody signing yearbooks and stuff?
Everybody was signing white T-shirts, white Hanes T-shirts. Everybody was signing them. Aries was walking around saying, "Hey, man, can you sign my T-shirt?"
I wasn't there in person. You were there. This is coming from you. But just seeing the videos on online social media, it looked awesome.
It looked fun.
It honestly looked like a UT tailgate, but better.
Yes.
You know, just the general vibe. I'm not saying that it compares, obviously.
Yeah.
But I agree. We should definitely have more of that.
And like I said, brother, there was free beer for the people that were 21 and up. There was also non-alcoholic drinks. You know, there was all labeled. It was all safe. It was all cool. There was snacks from Siete Foods, which just got bought out. $7 million, Siete. I don't know if you, whatever. Side note, business Austin side note. But I mean, it was cool to see. It was cool to see. We're starting off with that note here on the pod. But gentlemen, I guess we can finally get into the actual game. That's here what we're going to talk about. End of the year. End of the season, the last time we were going to be at Q2 Stadium, like we said, and Austin went out on a bit of a high note, 3-2 against the Colorado Rapids. The first decision day win for Austin FC, but unfortunately, it meant absolutely nothing. But not nothing. There was things on the line for some players. I'm talking about guys like Johan Valencia, guys like Hader O'Brien, guys like Ethan Finlay, guys like Jean Kolmanich that are on those option years that are still asking themselves, hey, am I going to stay here? Are they going to pick me up? What's going to happen with my own future? So there was things on the line at stake for some players, but like Davy Arnaud said post-match, one game isn't going to really affect what we're going to do with you long term. We're going to look at the whole season, how you did. But hey, if we're if we're on the fence this last game, how you played, it might affect the decision that we're going to take. But even Davy Arnaud, he said that he doesn't know if he's going to be part of those decisions. There's a lot up in the air for Austin FC. But guys, I want to start off with your general thoughts. Bali, starting off with you, mate. Austin FC wins 3-2 last night. Going out on a high note, and we got to see some guys score some goals that might be important for their career.
I mean, yeah, it was a great comeback, I would say. It was a different Austin for sure. Different Sebas. You could tell he was playing free. The whole squad was just playing different. You could tell there was some motivation around the team. We started off good, and then for some reason we came back to our old Austin FC, which is, to me, is just the players that aren't good enough. But then again, we saw that we came back, we fought, and we came back with the crazy comeback, which I thought that it was done. I was walking out of the stadium, and then we scored and we won. So, man, very, very exciting and very, very great performance by the team.
It was a bit of a late comeback. The team left it very late. Both of the late goals were like an 89th, 90th minute. As things were closing out, the referee did add 6 minutes to the end of the game for, I guess, maybe the VAR check that he had to go through. But you mentioned Seba, a different Seba. Maybe some players were playing more freely or whatnot. But B, how did you see it last night? I mean, yeah, some guys might have had a little bit of pressure off their shoulders, or maybe they took the breath of fresh air also themselves.
Yeah, we started off strong, man. We had like almost 70% possession in the beginning. We were the ones that, asking the questions. We were being aggressive. Started off good. We got a penalty early. Seba buried it. And then, Colorado tied it off a Seba mistake. But overall, they showed fight and grit, even though it's a game that, a lot of fans are like, this is meaningless. The game's over. But they showed fight in a meaningless game, you would say. Jean Kolmanich came in and did great, got assists. So to H's point, a lot of these players, this is the last game to showcase their abilities per se before maybe some moves are made. And I think it was a great night overall, a great comeback. And it was, the penalty score, the eruption was elite, up there to one of the best ones. The stadium was crazy, and the green lights and everything. So
now, one thing that I would like to get out the way, one thing that we talked about on the Spanish pod was about Osman Bukhari missing out in this game, because here we have information from Phil West. He talked with the spokesperson of the club. Bukhari not in the lineup tonight because he's in Ghana seeing newborn son. So this is something that we didn't know Bukhari was dealing with also.
On top of that, Biro with the suspension.
Danny Pereira, suspension as well. So some names that were out for this game.
And we got to see Jimenez play and potentially.
He played great too.
Jimenez did play good.
He played
bro.
good. He did get he got a yellow card early, but still.
Potentially his last game, maybe.
Yeah, I think so.
His career, maybe.
You wanna talk about that just real quick? Jimenez, 3-time MLS champ. We could have seen his last game in MLS in Austin FC colors.
Legend, bro, living legend. It's crazy. It's still crazy that I still have his Austin FC goal here at the Q2
from Portland.
I have his jersey and everything signed, so it's crazy,
you gotta
man.
give that back, bro.
Nah.
You gotta frame it.
I have to frame it. I have to frame it.
I
I have to do something nice to it, but man,
bring it to the stew. Let us see it, brother.
No,
brother.
This guy's guarding that like it's...
He still hasn't washed it.
It's washed.
I believe
It's washed and it's signed. But man, just a legend. And honestly, man, I think it will be the end. But it's sad. I haven't talked to him honestly. I'll probably talk to him soon and see where he's at. But
I wonder if he's open to start, coaching. I wonder if he's going to take a year off. Like, is he going to spend it with his family? Because whenever you've been in this league for that long and, you're a 3-time MLS champ, there's a lot of family time that you might have missed out because you're always traveling. You're always, working. And, that's a side of football folks might not see. So who knows? Hector might want to take one year off to be with his fam. Or he could be one of those guys that's just an extremely hard worker and is ready to get into the next phase of his career. Either it's broadcasting or it's, coaching. Who knows?
I'm just glad to see him out there and play this last game because
Me too,
even if Beto wasn't suspended, I would have wanted him to play.
Man, he could even get a playing job at like a USL team, if anything. Maybe for his experience and what he could bring. I don't know.
Big decisions.
Big decisions.
Yeah, coming up.
Another guy was speaking of the lineup and the overall game. A guy that affected the score sheet. Ethan Finlay. He comes off of the bench, gives us maybe what could be his last minutes for Austin FC. Another guy that his option is also in the air. He gets an important goal for Austin FC, and also that came from a guy that we have to talk about as well, Jean Komanich. He puts in a cross to find Ethan Finlay. And the picture that we use for the full time, I mean, look at Ethan Finlay in the middle of everybody, and Jean Komanich is able to pinpoint, find him, and deliver one of 2 assists of the night that helped Austin FC get the win. But talking about Ethan Finlay, guys, this is a player that unfortunately disappeared this season. He didn't have any minutes. This was his first goal of the season in the last game of the season.
That's not good.
It's not good, but Ethan Finlay is also a vet. But it's because he didn't see any minutes this season. Things were also rough. Maybe
Javier went off.
Yeah. Bukhari also got to the team. I mean, B, your thoughts on Ethan Finlay, and if you think his option should get picked up?
I think it's time for him to move on, brother. I'm a big Ethan fan. I know you're a big Ethan fan as well. You were putting him above Messi. Don't forget. I'll never forget those days. But no, yeah. I mean, look, all props to Ethan. He put in the work. He was one of those players that just head down, get to work, and he was always reliable for us to come off the bench. And he had a year with us. Was it
2022?
2022, when he was absolutely amazing.
23.
I mean,
let me double check.
When we brought him in as maybe a guy that could give Cecilio rest. Everything that happened with Cecilio, he stepped up and delivered for us. So props to him. Great job in here with Austin. His first goal of the season should not have came in the last game of the season.
What a goal, though! Nice
what
header.
What a goal! And but I think we should move on from Ethan, bro.
Bali, I want your take on Mr. Ethan Finlay. This is the guy that is part of the MLSPA board, so he could be looking at a front office job in the future of his career, but. Similar to what we saw with Hector Jimenez last season. Folks were saying, is this the end of Hector? Austin FC turns around and says, hey, we'll give you one more year, no option at the end of that. You think this could happen with Ethan Finlay, where Austin approaches him and says, hey, we'll give you one more year, no option after that?
Maybe, but I don't think so. I think I agree with B. I think he should move on. Maybe another team, maybe another route, wherever he wants to go. But honestly, I respect Ethan a lot because the whole time that he played here with us, he was always great at his work. Never complained. He showed a fight, and he was never afraid to talk to the media. There was a lot of defeats where Ethan would come out and just speak to the media and talk, and he didn't have to do that, but he did. And it just shows a lot about his character. So I really respect him, and I wish him the best wherever he goes. Honestly,
man, 2022. Look at that. He had 5 goals, 5 assists. Definitely a bit of a factor contributing to Austin FC's success that year because, Seba had the season where he went off, which was this one, but there was also some guys that worked silently, that worked very quiet, and got some important goals for Austin that year. But I like what you said. All respect to Ethan Finlay. Wherever he goes, wish him the best of luck. He might get one more year here. Who knows? There's a lot of big decisions coming up, just like you said, B. Another guy I want to talk about, Johan Valencia. Honestly, I liked his game yesterday. I think he had a good defensive performance, CDM-wise, although it's a lot of the same that we've seen from him. He has good performances, but then he disappears. And Bali, you laugh at that. I don't know if that's the moment to laugh. This is a guy that's trying to get the future of his career settled. B, your thoughts on what Valencia is probably going to end up going through with Austin FC here in the next couple of weeks?
Valencia's story at Austin FC, to me, it's almost unfortunate in a way. Because I don't think he was ever utilized in the way that he would best benefit a team. I think we didn't play that style. He didn't really fit in quite, and we didn't really make the team change the team so that he could fit in. So I think it's a little bit unfortunate maybe with his minutes. I'm sure he's hungry. He wants to play. He's made that very clear and open about it. And he did pretty good. I was impressed with him, but in a game where we're eliminated, no stakes basically. But he did pretty good. And I think he's also a player that's on the way out as well.
I think so, mate. I mean, there's you could read stuff between the lines or whatnot, but it seems like Valencia is a player that is on his way out. We heard him recently come out to the public in Colombia, or a media outlet from Colombia, where he's looking for minutes, saying that there's options elsewhere maybe. Yeah. But Bali, I mean, this is a guy that folks are saying, hey, if he stays, cool, but if he goes, we're honestly not going to miss him. I mean, how do you see that?
Yeah, I think his time is done here. Honestly, he should leave. He did come out and cried about not getting minutes from us, and then he got minutes, and then he does mistakes. So and even last night, to me, he looked sloppy. So I'm actually I'm happy, and hopefully he does leave, because we need someone better in that position. Honestly, you could tell Danny not being there how much he's missed in the midfield, and so honestly I wish him the best, because he. Maybe B is right. Maybe he could have been used in a different position, or maybe given more minutes. But at the end of the day, you come on and you do nothing for this team. So wish you the best.
I mean, B, I circle back to the players that are fighting for their future in this team, right? I mean, there are some important decisions coming up. I mean, I know you can't base that decision on one game, like you said, that doesn't mean anything. But are there any names that are on that chopping block list that you would rescue or you would like to see come back for 2025? Because we did drop the graphic where all the players, tic-tac-toe versions, the ones that are on the options, even Jimmy Farcarlin from Los Nevcito, Danny Pereira, who... Rodo pretty much confirmed that he's coming back.
He's staying, yeah.
I mean, what kind of names are you bringing back, bro? Because we saw a little bit of a fight in some of these guys that maybe are going to leave the guys thinking, do they still have gas left in the tank?
I agree with the first part, is that it's tough to say one game. I wouldn't. It's you can't do it off one game. Maybe Jean's performance stood out, which to me it did. Out of the names that are up that they had on the graphic, I would just get 3 players: Javier.
No-brainer.
Hines-Ike.
Okay.
And I would keep Ring.
You'd keep Ring?
I'd keep Ring.
Okay.
I'd keep Ring. Those are the only 3 players. Of course, Danny Pereira is a no-brainer. Plus, Rodo said he's already staying. But
talking about Brendan Hines-Ike, B, this is a guy that earns pretty much almost nothing for Austin FC. He's a veteran center back. He rejected other projects around the world to come to Austin FC on less money. And he's a guy that's in conversation for Defender of the Year. He's probably not going to win it, but the fact that he's recognized for that award, it speaks to what he's done this season.
He has to stay.
He has to stay.
It's also a no-brainer. I mean, you want a hungry, you maybe give him a little bit more, ramp up his salary just a little bit more to show the gratitude that he had a great season with us, despite our overall performance. But I think it's a no-brainer. I think he should stay, bro.
I would keep Brendan Hines-Ike.
Keep Bali. Keep a hungry center back in the team.
So you want to give him a contract, and you want to give him a raise too.
I'm not saying double.
Is that what I heard?
Maybe
I didn't hear correctly.
He's making $190K, mate.
Give him 220.
So you want to give him 220? So you want to give him a new contract and a raise,
and keep him hungry in the squad,
challenging
the center back.
Okay.
And if you look at some of these guys, you make a great point. Keep these guys hungry, right?
Yeah.
A lot of these guys that were brought in by Rodo early this season were brought in on a 1+1 contract, meaning you get 1-year contract and you get a club option. So if you go off, we might keep you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Hines, like one of those guys. Obrion, one of those guys. Rubio, one of those guys.
And guess what? The first 2 names you just mentioned, to me, it seemed like they played trying to get another option here.
So let's talk about the third name that we mentioned, Diego Rubio. He gets to start against Colorado, his former team. He seemed very frustrated that he wasn't getting the chances to score. Yeah. Gallagher sets him up beautifully late in the game with a back header, finding him open. He volleys it, but the keeper saves. It was kind of close range or whatnot. He just rifled it in, trying to get a power shot through the keeper's hands. However, this is a guy that started the season hot. I mean, he had, 2 or 3 goals right off the bat, super quick. I mean, this is a guy that some folks were saying, he's our solution maybe short term for what Zardes is, but then it just died out. There was a problem with his knees. They were saying that he got liquid taken out. There was some issues there, but we knew it when we signed him that he was injury prone or whatnot. At the end of the day, B, are you going to keep Diego Rubio for next season?
That's a tough question because I would say no. I think his time is done. But we've never had a number 9 that is the 9. We've always had a combination of 9s. Moxie would go off, then he would have to sit out, and then you would have another number 9 come in.
Remember Husin?
Husin. I mean, so this year we played with essentially 2 number 9s that we knew we were going to have to go back and forth with.
And really could only give you 20 minutes.
Exactly. So are we gonna do that again next year? Is my question. Are we gonna have 2 number 9s? And if so, then sure. But we need to get a number 9.
Because Zardes is staying. He's on contract.
And
right?
we know Zardes isn't gonna. He's gonna need someone there as well. He's not gonna go off the entire season.
100%.
He's not gonna play consistently the entire season. He's gonna need someone else. So if Rubio leaves, then we'd have to get either another Rubio caliber number 9 to come in and fill that spot.
Bali, how are you seeing this situation? We're kind of going through the players that are on the chopping block that played against Colorado. I mean, how are you seeing Rubio? Is he leaving? Is he somebody you want to keep?
To me, that's someone that has to leave too. Thank you, Rubio. Thank you for nothing, really. I mean, I'm telling you, you don't want to know. You don't want to know my list, Hernan, because we'll go all day. You know, a lot of players.
Who do you keep?
We'll say.
Honestly, I would give Hader, the only person that I honestly would talk to him and actually keep him. Everyone else, bye.
Hines-Ike?
Adios.
Hedges
Bye.
is also in there, too. Hedges has an option for 25-26.
Thank you.
Ring?
The whole defense has. I mean, honestly, we need the whole defense clear out. The whole defense is
What
poor.
about young Jimmy? Jimmy stays.
Jimmy can stay.
Jimmy stays. Danny stays.
Danny stays.
Ring?
Thank you, Ring.
Thank
for
you,
your
Ring.
service. Thank you for your service, Ring.
Okay, so with that, Bali is saying thank you to Hedges. Thank you to Hines-Ike. Thank you to Ring.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you to Ethan Finlay.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you to Hector.
Thank you, Hector. Thank you, Julio Cascante.
You can't.
You
'cause
know,
he still has contract.
thank you, Jazzy's artist. You know,
Still has
thank
contract.
you.
Still has contract.
I mean, we'll keep going. You know, I mean, I'm telling you, like, there's a lot of them that have to go, and I hopefully when this new coach arrives, he lets these players know that, you know what, you're not welcome. Go look for your club, because I don't want you here. And hopefully they do go look for a club.
Now, Bali, let's stay on topic with the players that are on lineup against Colorado. Another guy that was a big talking point this season, that was in the eye of the media, of the public, you know, maybe for unfair reasons, Owen Wolff. He was dubbed as the coach's son, which, yes, he is. But Josh Wolff is no longer the coach of Austin FC. This is the first game where he is not working under his father. And he starts at left wing. You know, he had a bit of an average game. Folks are saying that's not his position anyways. He should be in the midfield. But just overall, what do you think about Owen Wolff? I mean, is that a guy you would want to, you know, build into the future with Austin FC, or do we need to find a solution for him soon?
No, Owens, look, let's be real. You know, Owen's a good player. He's a good player. Is he a starter? No, 100% no. He's not a starter.
He's only 19.
You know, he's very young. So can we give him minutes from the bench? Yeah, here and there. Play him in some Cubs here and there. You know, in some games. Yeah, so maybe play him in some FCito games. Of course, yeah. But starting Owen Wolff, that's done. You know,
Okay.
but maybe on loan. Maybe a loan team wants a loan. Maybe a loan would be good for him. You know,
Okay.
but I think his time is up here, honestly.
Well, we got to find a solution for him then, you know, because he's one of our best young talents that we have, and he was given number 17 in the best under 22s of this league. So I think Owen Wolff, if you're saying you don't want to have him in this club anymore, you have to find a solution for him. I completely disagree with you. 100%.
A loan move would be good for him.
I think we need to keep Owen Wolff as one of the key pieces of this club moving forward. He's one of the best young players that we have, honestly. Honestly, mate.
I mean,
that's
how you feel. That's how you feel.
I'm excited to see what he can do without Josh Wolff. I'm excited for that. We'll see what kind of Owen Wolff we have. We'll see if we have a true professional player, or if we have a player that was being protected by his family ties. And we'll see. 2025 is going to be that for Owen Wolff. What kind of player is he really? B, your thoughts on Mr. Owen?
I think he should stay. I think he's a great player.
He is going to stay.
I mean, I wouldn't. Oh, okay. Yeah, he is going to stay. But as far as like learning
Austin
him
FC
out,
too.
I don't. No, that's disrespectful.
That's just disrespectful.
Brother. This kid essentially got a lot of hate just because of his name. And you can point out maybe he shouldn't have gotten the minutes that he did. Maybe you can do all kinds of stuff. But the matter of the fact is, this kid is a talent. He's a good player. I agree on one thing, Bali, is maybe he shouldn't be starting, but then you don't want to hinder his development. But Danny Pereira made himself, I'm here, I'm ready, I don't care how young I am. And he made himself be a part of this team. And not only that, be a crucial part of this team. And 100%. I think Owen has the opportunity to do that. And if he can do that with a coach that is not his dad, even better, even more of a reason to be like, look, I told you, it wasn't just that he is a quality player. I think he should stay and fight for a spot.
I think, I mean, he is going to have to fight for his spot. Whoever Austin FC brings into that midfield, because they are going to have to, make some moves. Or who are they going to bring back? Who's going to go? Owen Wolff is going to have to fight with teeth and nails to secure his spot in the future of this Austin FC, which is it Austin FC 2.0 or is it 3.0? I think it's 2.0.
I think it's 2.0.
I think it's 2.0. Austin FC 2.0 is going to be a movie. It's going to be a movie, bro. Honestly.
I hope so, bro.
I hope it's a movie.
It seems like it, right?
It seems like it's going to be a movie.
Hopefully.
It seems like a new coach. Money coming in.
Rodo seems like he knows what's up. He knows what's up. The players that he's brought in are good.
Because remember when Rodo first got here, he was saying, I need at least 3 windows.
And yeah.
We're almost there. We're pretty much there.
This is going to be the biggest offseason. I mean, if
there's a lot of turnover this year.
We need a coach.
Yeah. There's a lot of turnover.
As soon as we know who's the guy to take us to the promised land,
then we can start.
To like, okay, here's where we're going.
Before we can get into the coaching topic, gentlemen, a debut that happened against Colorado. Ervin Torres, he comes on in the 79th, 80th minute. He gets around 10, 15 minutes because of the time that was added on. A debut from Efcito, but not only Efcito, from the academy. This is a youngin. He's followed the pipeline. He's followed the path, and he finally gets his minutes with the first team. I think it's important that Davy Arnaud did that because he can say, hey, I gave Ervin Torres his debut. He can add that to his resume.
He's 16, right?
As a coach. He's 16 years old.
Is that the youngest player we've ever fielded?
Primo, can you see what Austin FC tweeted? Because I think that they dropped a bit of information on that. If you can go to the Austin FC Twitter account.
I was wondering that when he came in. Is this the youngest player that we've played? Because I know Owen was playing at 17. For us, I believe he made his debut.
Owen might have been late 16, early 17. What does it say? It says Ervin becomes the first player represent Austin FC at the first team, second team, and the academy level. Oh, okay. So he's the first player to go through the first team, the academy, and Efcito. That's pretty cool.
Love to see it.
Nice.
That's pretty cool. Love to see it. But, I mean, let's be real. Like, if we were competing for anything, I don't think he would be making his debut this year.
No. I don't think so.
Definitely not. But great for him to make his debut and happy
because
his family was excited.
Because you'd be not to knock him on anything, but if this was a real decision day, if we were fighting for playoffs or fighting for our spot in the table to be in playoffs, you don't debut.
Exactly. And I'm not knocking him at all.
We're not knocking him.
No,
it's just like the situation.
When we have certain games like this, why not?
And
not?
I mean, he
didn't play bad. He actually played well. I mean, he was nervous
he came
at the
in
start.
and we won the game.
He was nervous a little bit. I saw him a little bit nervous at the start, but then he got into the game and he played well.
No, and also Davy Arnaud, he was asked, about Ervin Torres' debut post-match, and Davy Arnaud says that because of the situation, Ervin Torres was able to get his, debut with Austin FC because there was guys out. Danny was out, Mikhail Dessler was out, Bukari was in Ghana seeing his newborn son. So because of the situation that presented itself, Ervin Torres was able to experience this beautiful moment. Beautiful moment. And honestly, I'm happy for him. As a Mexican American, I'm happy to see somebody like me, somebody that has, somebody like us thrive in this MLS program. Because, if we're being real, sometimes from the places that we come from, we're not supposed to be going through stuff like this. And Ervin Torres is just one of those kids that he's just working hard, and it's cool to see somebody make it.
Yeah, I hope he takes it well and learns from this and can build from this, I guess.
100%. Just talent and just true hard work. That's what we like to see from Mr. Ervin Torres. But all right, guys, we got to the Davy Arnaud part of the pod where we got to talk about the era and if it's over or how long this era is going to continue. If it even is an era. Folks are saying it's not.
Why do you
stop calling it an era?
Folks are saying it's not an era.
The question is, why are you calling it an era?
Yeah,
that's the question.
It's one game.
I'm just repeating what the public is saying.
Is it the public saying this?
He's lucky to be in that. He's lucky that he got an opportunity to be a coach one last game. He's lucky.
If Wolff was let go halfway through the season, maybe you can call it an era. Maybe half a season. But one game is wild.
Hey, who knows if he's going to be here for preseason in the beginning of the season. But let's get into that topic. Let's get into that debate right now. Davy Arnaud stays undefeated with Austin FC as head coach. He has 2 draws and 1 win. No defeats.
Technically,
that's right.
You're right.
Technically, that's right. Right? Technically, that's right.
Now, spot on, Hernan.
Now, conversations that I've had, there's folks that say that that the players like Davy Arnaud. They say that
he's a great guy.
They say that the energy is there. They say that they They get along.
Yeah.
But based on information, based off direct quotes that we've gotten from Davy Arnaud himself in the media, post-game and also midweek, he doesn't know what's going to happen with him. He has no idea what they're going to do with him. He himself doesn't have any idea if he's going to be part of the decisions that are going to take place for the roster coming up. So, B, I'll start off with you, mate. It's a talking point for the conversation right now. Davy Arnaud, should he stay as part of the coaching staff? He himself has said that he's open to it. But do you want to see an overhaul, or do you want to see?
Yeah.
Do you want to see more of more guys stay from the previous administration?
I need to see an overhaul. Wolf is gone. Why not get rid of the entire thing? I mean, he's just stepping in because we need someone to come in and be the man for the last game of the season. After the season, he should be gone. You know, he should be away until his next step of his career. I'm sure he's a great guy. I'm sure the players really enjoy him. But you said Austin 2.0. You said Austin 2.0, and if he stays, that's not Austin 2.0. That's Austin 1.3 or 1.5. You know what I mean? It's not Austin 2.0. I'm sure whoever we get is gonna bring in their own people, their own assistant. You know, obviously that's how things go. I think that he should be, saying his goodbyes to everybody that he's been with for this past 4 years, and move on to the next step of his career. And yeah, move forward. New team, new coach, new assistant, and move forward.
How did you see him against Colorado? You think it was just one game, nothing really to it? You didn't look much into it?
No, I mean
I was analyzing.
I know you were.
I was analyzing.
I know you were.
I even noticed that he had a change of wardrobe because he came out, warmed up with the players in gym shorts and like a gym top.
Yeah.
He went in, came out to coach, be the head coach, and he was dressed nice.
Yeah, he was dressed up. He kept he would get up, sit down, and then at one point one of the Colorado player hit him with the ball.
Yeah, bro, he got hit.
Oh, I saw that. I saw that.
Destroyed him. I'm like, ooh.
Go to Davy, bro. Wake up call. Wake up call.
But then he get to the player was like, hey, he kind of like shook his hand like, hey, I'm sorry, But man, it was a shot. Like he took a shot, bro. Like he took a shot. I was like, whoa.
I agree. I saw that, bro.
I'm sure he was up for it, man. You're the head coach of an MLS team. You're an assistant.
The stadium went ooh.
Yeah, the stadium went ooh. I was like, ooh.
When the whole stadium goes ooh, it was bad, bro.
Pobrecito Davey.
Hey, memories.
Yeah, pobrecito. But I mean, his first day at the job, got hit in the face, But it's all
memories
good, though,
for the era, bro.
Memories for the era.
Bro, but, I mean, what a way to go out,
This is an era, bro.
And he won, though. He won the game, so you should be happy.
Okay, so
address age. We need to.
Hold on.
I need to address it.
We're in the topic.
He shouldn't.
What are we gonna do if Davy Arnaud is around for the preseason of 2025?
He won't be.
Do you guys think that's going to be a bit of a letdown, or you think that it's because the guy just hasn't been able to arrive?
I wouldn't even be looking at him thinking about. I would be like, Rodo, what's going on?
Yeah.
If he comes out beforehand and then says he's gonna stay for this and this and that, to give us that, security of what's going on, transparency. It's different, but if we just don't hear anything from Rodo and he's just there, and
transparency is what you want.
100%. I think that's everything. I think we're looking beyond Davy, and we're looking at Rodo. This is Rodo's time. He's on the spotlight now. We need a coach. We need a new head coach, and we need him quick, as soon as possible. And I know the windows are weird. If we want to go for a European coach, a coach with a big, there's still the season's going all over the world, and it's weird windows. It's all that. But we need him, and we need him ASAP. And Davy Arnaud, as much as he's been with us for 4 years, and as much as I bet he's a great guy, he's time to move on. Let's be that Austin 2.0, and we're not the 2.0 if he's still here in preseason.
I agree.
Now, Bali Davy Arnaud, he says, I'm uncertain about if I'll be in those decisions or not. As of now, my status is the same until I'm told otherwise. I mean, this is a guy, like we said, he doesn't know his future. He doesn't know what's going to happen. But, I mean, the timeline here is important because, like he said, hey, my role doesn't change until they tell me otherwise. So, like B said earlier, it's all on the person that's in charge of that. It's all in Rodo Borrell's plate. Rodo has to execute. And if he has a plan where he's going to keep Arnaud until the preseason, you got to come out and tell the fan base, hey, this is what's going to happen. All right, this is what's going to happen. This is why Arnaud is going to be here preseason. And maybe he's going to coach the first 3 matches until the new coaching staff gets here. And then after that, we're going to thank him. And he's going to go on to join X team somewhere else because he's probably going to get picked up by somebody else. Honestly, he's going to get picked up by like a San Jose, maybe like the Portland. No, maybe like as an assistant. It could be head coach.
Nah,
It
I
could
would
be
say, I would say
head coach.
assistant. Nah, I would say assistant.
It could be head coach
I
somewhere
would
else,
say
but I'm
assistant.
not. But I'm not saying, guys. We know MLS. Chicago fired Berhalter. I mean, they hired Berhalter. I think Davy Arnaud could go somewhere else in MLS and possibly be hired as a head coach to maybe a struggling MLS team.
You don't think he would follow Wolf again?
Depends where Wolf goes.
Wolf
Depends where Wolf goes.
Wolf isn't going nowhere. He's at
think so,
home.
Bali?
He's playing golf.
Well, I mean, you don't think
playing
he's gonna?
golf. He's chilling.
You think he's gonna keep continuing his career?
Nah.
He's gonna continue his career. I wouldn't like we were talking about it, a couple weeks ago. I wouldn't be surprised if Josh Wolf does still end up in ATL in the future. In the future, based on his connections, based on how this league runs.
Look, Hernan,
we know how this league runs.
Hernan, look, your answers about David should be in. I don't know if you saw the press conference after about David's press conference. He told you he sat there, right, and he told you, no, there was no change. We've been believing.
We played the same.
We played the same. We've been believing in something that we believe in. We trust, and he even tells you that the last couple months we've been playing well. It's just the results didn't.
The chances
the
didn't
chances
go,
didn't go in. Our finishing wasn't all the way there. Let me tell you something, David. You failed. Okay, you failed. All that stuff that you were trusting, all that stuff, you failed. So sorry, good luck, but don't let that door hit you on your way out, man. And good luck.
I mean,
Simple.
we've been on the pod saying that if Chance is going to the back of the net, Wolf might have still been here. So is that not true?
But they didn't. But they didn't.
But the thing
they didn't.
100%. They didn't go in. But if some of our players just finish their dinner, like you like to say, Bali, maybe Wolf will still be here. But Davy Arnaud is Wolf's assistant. Yeah. Wolf is gone, so is it has to.
JC said it.
He's his cone man.
JC on the space post match, he says, Davy Arnaud is an accomplice to the Josh Wolf, time here at Austin FC, to the Josh Wolf era. So he has to go because accomplished.
To be honest, we're still technically in this era. You like to say Davy era, which I don't. That's a wild to say, but. I think that we're still in the Wolf era. If he's here, it's still Wolf era.
Okay.
Exactly.
It's still Austin 1.0, whatever you want to name it.
So it's not Davy era.
It's the same era
it's
we've
Wolf
been
era.
in. Until he leaves, then we're officially into a new era.
Is it Wolf era, Wolf scratched out, Davy written over it?
Yeah, it's like, okay, Wolf era, and all we did was scratch Wolf and write Davy. It's not a different era. It's not. It's still
the same.
It's still the same. I see what you're saying.
Until he's gone, then okay, now it's a new era.
And I'll even say this: when I was watching the post-match press conference, I even noted. I put in my notes. I was like, Davy kind of sounds like Josh Wolf. They're saying a lot of the same stuff.
I haven't seen anybody, or maybe I've been I've been kind of off a little bit off social media, but like I can't. Everybody should. In the right mind, you would think, yeah, he should be gone. I don't see a single person except you that is like questioning, like, oh, hey, what if he stays? I've not seen a single person.
There's folks.
There's folks.
There's folks.
No, there isn't.
There isn't.
No, there isn't.
There's folks.
I've not. Other than you, that's it.
I'm gonna keep their identity secret unless they want to come out or whatnot. But no, there's folks. I'm not gonna name them on the pod.
Keep them secret. Keep them secret.
No, name them on the pod. Hey, it's okay. Secret. Everybody can direct it at me. It's cool. But all I said was that Davy Arnaud, as interim manager, can stay until whatever coach arrives.
He needs to go
I also said, however long that takes Rodo, that's not on Davy. Davy said it himself. My status doesn't change until they tell me.
Yeah. Today's Sunday. The game was last night. You're gonna hear this on Monday. Sunday, he should be saying his goodbyes to players right now. He should be saying goodbyes to the facility people that are clean, that the cooks, everything. Stuff. Hey, it was a good 4 years. Today, he should be doing that today. Come tomorrow morning. He's gone and new era.
No, Monday morning, Monday morning he goes to his office, picks up all his stuff, and then he bye-bye, vámonos.
You think he's gonna have like the typical cardboard box?
Of course, of course.
Where everybody feels
of course. Stuff? Yeah. And don't get me wrong. I bet the players are gonna be hurt because they like Davey. You can tell that he's around. He's always talking to players. They like him.
Or if you're,
but bye.
It's a box for the office. Or if you're a blue collar guy, you put your tools. You carry your tools, man. You're done.
You want to know something crazy? You want to know something crazy? The Wolf Out movement. A lot of the players took it against them. They didn't take it as it was an attack against Wolf. The players took it as an attack against them. They took it as, hey, we failed this guy. We failed Josh Wolf. We got him fired. The players took it onto them.
To be honest, bro.
Some of them.
Bali. Look, we're not gonna get
into.
You're
not saying that.
Bali,
you're not telling me that right now, Hernan, right?
If some of these players, bro, if some of these players would just bury some of these crazy chances that we've had, I don't think Wolf is gone, bro.
But check this out, B.
Bro,
This
you're
is
talking
somewhat.
nonsense.
Listen up,
No,
guys,
no.
and listeners, hear me out. This is somewhat of the Timothy Weah, Greg Berhalter situation. The season ending the way that it did is Tim Weah's red card.
Yeah.
If Tim Weah would have never got the red card, the pressure would have never amounted to what it did. Greg Berhalter could have still been the U.S. men's national team coach to this day. If the season didn't end the way that it did, Josh Wolf could have still been the manager. So you got to ask yourself, what pill are you going to take?
And not only that, but Rodo, this is just me speculating, but Rodo, I'm sure, was hoping that Wolf would do just a good enough job to make this team at least compete in the lower positions of the playoffs, to just give him enough time to – I'm sure he has a plan, and it just kind of shook off the plan with him not making playoffs and not competing. And not only that, the decision, fan base-wise, has been made. It was already made up. They wanted him out. It was already made up for a while now. Mm-hmm. So on top of all that, as a player, you would feel that way. I would feel that way if they fired the coach.
I wonder who feels like that way.
I just heard it was like a collective feeling.
I'm pretty sure I could tell you who it was. A bunch of them. I pretty much could tell you.
No, it was like
all the ones that he brought, like his friends, who like Ethan Finney's probably one of them. Jazzy's artist probably one of them. Jazzy's artist. Don't forget he blessed Jazzy. Nobody wanted Jazzy's artist. He was on loan. Nobody wanted him. Josh brought him in, blessed him with the contract.
You know what?
Don't forget that. So he's probably one of the guys that I failed Josh. I'm his number 9, and I didn't show up. I failed him.
He didn't score a goal for a whole year.
No, there's an element of that for sure because B, you've seen it even. I'm putting it in Chelsea terms. I'm sure when there's managers at Chelsea that bring in players and they don't work out, the players might feel guilty that, man, this guy brought me to this team. I was part of his project. I didn't turn out. If he gets sacked, it's low key on me. That element does go into it. There was players that Josh Wolf brought to Austin FC, and maybe they felt like they owed him a little bit of something because he brought them as part of his project to this team, to this city.
There was a fracture. I'm sure there was a fracture of, like Bali saying, some of, like, the Jazzy's artist is the part where, like, the Owen Wolf, I'm sure, wanted to play for his father, and then other players that have just had enough. And those players we could easily talk about, that are done.
I think we could put a line in between. If we're talking about the roster, we could put a line in between Josh Wolf, Reina players, and Rolo players.
Yeah.
And they're making a shift to get rid of the Josh Wolf, Reina players.
Yep.
It's evident.
And they're leaving.
It's evident.
And little by little, they're going to be leaving little by little. Boom, bye. And they're going to leave. Yeah. And then when finally, when they're all gone, then we'll see with the new coach.
Then it's a new era?
Then it's a new era.
Then I'm free to say era?
Then you're free to say era, bro.
The new era starts, hopefully,
as soon
by
as
the end of, I'm assuming that by next month we should have our coach, right? Or by this month.
Hopefully you would think
we're in October, the end of October, so
there's so many stuff that we have to take into account. Do we want to go for a European player? Because if we do, then no, it's not gonna happen in a month.
Let's ask the honcho right here. What do you think, Hernan?
What do I think?
When will our coach come in? Because I'm pretty sure you know something, mate.
Look, I keep on saying it, bro. I feel like sometimes people just don't listen to what I'm saying. I'm literally telling everybody
Davy
that it's on Rodo Borrell. It's on Rodo Borrell.
Okay.
Whoever he brings in, and folks are saying one thing that people keep forgetting, and I feel like a broken disc, a broken record. They just started the process.
Yeah.
And they have 25 guys that they said offered themselves to them. However long your finalist list is, it's let's say it's 10 players. You have 25 guys offering themselves at you. You're going to look at their resume, even if, you're going to look at one saying, man, or you're going to look at it and say, okay, I'm going to look into this guy.
But wasn't it you or Ozzy that was upset at the conference where Rolo didn't say what kind of play that manager he wants?
I mean, I think multiple people were frustrated.
But in the press conference, he also said like that. I mean, it wouldn't be bad to get a coach that's been around the MLS that knows, what it takes, and he knows. That knows about the league, so maybe he is looking around the league. We don't know. Maybe Europe. Maybe he's not even going to Europe. Maybe he's here in the league looking around.
Look, what I think, brother. What I think is that there's no way that we get our head coach in time to make all these decisions.
Yeah.
Because they fired Josh Wolf way too late.
Yeah,
we talked about it.
They really did.
We were saying do this with Davy Arnaud at mid-season.
Yeah.
We were saying that a long time ago.
Honestly, maybe, man. Then what if we would have gave Davy half of the season, and what if we would have improved? Maybe then we're talking about the Davy era. Maybe
all I'm gonna say is that Davy Arnaud won his game. Yeah. With the first game without Josh Wolf, whatever manager it was, it could have been me at manager. The fact is that the team won without Josh Wolf the first game. Now imagine if you would have done that in July. Imagine if you would have done that after the Leagues Cup or something. Maybe not after the Leagues Cup because the team did well, but before Leagues Cup. Things could have been different.
Yeah, but then we're going to question Davy's ability as a head coach to make changes, to change a game when it's not going your way, and we haven't yet to see that.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. No, for sure. But
we'll see. Hopefully soon, man.
All I'm saying is that, you asked me what I think is going to happen.
Yeah.
The manager's, what in my opinion, he's not going to get here, in time to make those decisions. And if he does get here in time to make those decisions, I hope it's somebody that has a little bit of MLS knowledge or a little bit of profile on these guys, because last thing I want is a big-name European guy that thinks that the MLS is going to be an easy job, and he's going to look at our list of players and judge them based off that criteria. I'm hoping we get a coach that has even maybe, the guys are cooking me for it, saying that MLS might be the least important characteristic that Rodo wants in a manager, but I'm valuing it at like number 3. I want the coach to have some MLS experience because of the roster problems that this league has, because of maybe the different kind of egos you're going to experience, because the league is weird, man, because you have guys that are maybe in retirement mode, you have guys that are trying to get sold to Europe, and you have this issue with travel where you can go to Seattle, to Miami, to Montreal, back to Austin, and you don't have that in other countries. So, I want somebody that is at least somewhat familiar with what he's going to go through in the United States. It's not MLS, in the United States.
That's a solid take, bro.
You're right. He has at least some kind of knowledge about the league and about.
Because you're right, because
they're long flights. Maybe these coaches are not used to those. Maybe this coach like from Europe, he comes here, he's stressed out the first week because he's flying all over the place.
Also, you don't want a coach that's so high. I mean, obviously we want a high level caliber coach, right? But we don't want him to come in and look at the squad like H said and be like, yeah. Like, no, it's not like, no, make it work. Make these players work. These are the type of players.
And then also, let's not say like Europe might look at Charlotte. They hired somebody from Europe and they improved.
True. That's true. They made the playoffs.
They improved.
Dean Smith.
He came in. He knew the assignment, and they improved him. So
and
that's also
those
a good point. Be open to Europe.
That's a good point.
Those examples.
That's a good point. That's a good point. That's a good point. Anything you want to add on that, B?
No, just saying those are examples of like maybe it doesn't really matter that much. But then there's other examples where you.
Let me open one more scenario that you guys can go off of. Let's say we're after a manager that's only going to be available after the European calendar closes in the summer 2025. I mean, are we going to be okay with Davy Arnaud until June?
No.
Judging it's
bro.
That it's him. I mean, that's a scenario that could take place. It's unlikely because there's a lot of decisions that need to take place. But it's something that, let's say Rodo's guy is in Europe and he's not available at the moment. I think also going into the new manager, availability has to be massive. It has to be a guy. If you want him, if you want him here ASAP. It's a guy that has nothing to do right now, is available, and hopefully we don't have to pay him to make him free to come to the team. Yeah. That's the last thing you want to do. You have to fire this coach, pay him out his year that he had left, and now you got to pay to get another guy free to come to your team. It's money. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And it's not something that the team wants to do. So it has to be a guy that is available right now, in my opinion. And I don't think there's a lot of that many big superstars
really
that are
really
open right now.
So it's tough.
That's why I kept saying a couple pods ago. Is that I'm sure Rodo's like,
I was about to say that, yeah.
Man, if you could just at least make playoffs and at least somewhat compete. But now I have to start, and y'all question him, oh, you're Rodo, or you should be ready. I'm like, no, it's like, it's not about his readiness, it's about the windows and the timing of all this. But to answer your point, to your scenario, I think that if it's going to be tough for him to say, hey, we're going to stay with Davy until this other window opens up and we're going to get someone high quality. I don't think that even that. I think we should bring in someone. It's a tough. I'm going to be honest, man. I want to move on from Davy, man. The fact that we're even questioning this is tough, but.
Look, if you want guys that are from Europe available right now, I pulled up the list from Transfer Market.
Let's go through
You got Frankie Lampard.
Let's do it, bro.
You got Grandpa. You got Grandpa.
What that would be crazy.
Joachim Low, a guy that I've fooled around with. Joachim Low.
The guy that.
Yes, that guy.
That's him, bro.
You got Telat.
Don't shake his head, bro.
You got Telat Usum. You have Xavi, who I'm sure is very familiar with Rodo Borrell. Rudy Garcia. Walter Massari. Massimiliano Allegri.
Give it to Moyes. Give it to David Moyes.
You go David Moyes.
Give it to Moyes.
David Moyes is out there, mate. If you want to be open to Europe.
Moyes will take us to the promised land. Moyes.
Okay, what about Big Sam? He's got to be an expert with these clubs. Big Sam?
No.
Big Sam?
Heck no. F no. Nah, hey, we'll go bankrupt with Big Sam with this. We'll go bankrupt. Nah.
Another name, Dunga. Previous experience with the Brazilian national team.
Okay.
He's 60 years old right now.
Look, Sergio Conceição. He's a good one. That would be a good one.
Okay. And then we got Sarri. Be a guy that you're familiar with.
Nah, none of them are coming.
We also have Niko Kovac, who had a good spell.
That wouldn't be a...
There you go. There you go.
These are just some managers from transfer market that we just pulled, and managers that are available, coaches that are available.
Honestly, who I would want would be Dominic Torrent. That's who I want. That's who he would be he would be that guy for us. Roldo and him.
I think that has to be top target, bro.
He would be number one right now.
Dominic Torrent.
Okay. Look him up. Look him up, Hernan. Look him up.
I think so.
Dominic Torrent.
He would be the one. He's in San Luis right now. Talk to him. You know he's been in the MLS before.
Bro, the only problem is that he's currently employed.
He is employed. That would be. But if we're a serious club,
that's what
we would go and get him. We would go and pay the money.
If we're Bali.
Atletico San Luis isn't a team that's. I don't want to be rude because my family's from San Luis, but they're not a big team from Mexico. They're not in America. They're not a Chivas. They're not a Cruz Azul.
And they're doing pretty good.
Okay, and they're doing great. They literally turned him around.
He needs to be the guy.
And
to your point, if we're a big club, you go and buy him out.
Okay, so let's talk about his history. Dominic Torrent. This is a guy that's actually very seriously associated with Rodo Borrell, the City Group, and even pundits from ESPN Football Americas, Hercules Gomez, have came out and said this is a guy that makes sense for Austin FC.
Yeah.
His history, currently with San Luis, like Bali just told us right now, he's turned them around 100%. You can look at the standings in Liga MX. Galatasaray, probably the biggest club in Turkey, if not one of the two biggest clubs.
Yeah, for sure.
Flamengo, big team. Brazil, Libertadores. New York City FC, big team. MLS, already won a championship with Delia. City Group. Man City assistant manager. Big stuff there. Bayern Munich, assistant manager. Barcelona, assistant manager. Girona, manager. Palmo CF, manager.
This is
yeah. And what does this tell you? Languages. He knows a lot of Spanish, English, Turkish, Brazil.
German.
I'm pretty sure he's a very smart guy. He communicates with everyone in the team.
Doesn't he have just like the grin on his face that looks like he delivers?
I would run through a wall for that man.
I
would whatever you want. Coach, whatever you want, coach.
No, I'm down too.
In his
he's
resume,
a champion. He's a winner. He knows what it takes to win.
In his resume, he has 2 Champions Leagues, 3 FIFA Club World Cups, 3 Bundesligas, 1 EPL, and 3 La Ligas.
I mean, come on.
Look, Dominic, you're 62 years old. Come to America. Come live out the rest of your career here with us. Come live with your family. Texas is awesome.
I'm down.
You would love it. I'm telling you.
Would you be down for him, H?
I would be down 100%.
So is he the top flight pick?
He's top of my list. Honestly.
The only thing that pulls me back, mate, is the fact that he's currently employed.
I agree. And I have to agree with Hernan because he's right. Because he is with San Luis right now. It's gonna be tough. We're literally gonna have to splash the cash and get him over here.
We're really gonna have to. Let me see if we have information about his contract, Ball. If you can give us one more take on him.
Because to get him out, he's there. They're mid-season. They're working. I'm pretty sure San Luis is doing good.
They just lost. San Luis lost 3-0 right now.
Okay.
Dominic Torrent's out.
He's out.
Dominic Torrent out.
No, but
he's taking.
But I'm pretty sure he's focused in a project. I don't know.
Let me throw
this. It's gonna be tough.
Let me throw this scenario at you, bro. Let's say that this is who Rodo wants, right? You weigh the options. Either A, this is who you want. You want to buy him out. But you don't want to spend the cash. Maybe the ownerships. Maybe you're like, we don't want to do all that. Okay, that's option one. Either A, you buy him out, splash the cash, get him now. Or B, you get someone temporarily. What are the options here?
No, I think if Rodo calls him and he tells, hey, this is a project, and he maybe. If it's not gonna work out, if it's not gonna work out, if Rodo talks to him, maybe he wants to come. We have to pay. Let's pay the money and get him.
What is everybody's criticism, or not criticism, but thing about Austin? Merch FC stadium sell out for 90,000 games in a row, whatever. There's money, bro.
Yeah.
There's money here. There's money. We bought out Rigoni. We bought out Wolf. We bought out Tarek, I think. Right? Yeah. So, there's money. Let's do it.
Let's
this
do
is the
it.
biggest.
I would do it.
Apart from the sporting director, which I'm sure is a lot of money that Precourt and the ownership has spent on it. Why not do it for the coach as well?
But honestly, the only thing I would have told Rodo, if it's complicated, if the deal's complicated, if San Luis doesn't want to, if there's no clause in his contract, if you have to just negotiate, like all that stuff comes in mind. But if it's gonna take too much to get him, I would actually move on and go and pick somebody that is free, that's available. No temporary. That's available. That knows the part that that you trust, and let's start something new.
No temporary. I agree.
No temporary.
No Davy Arnaud for the preseason. None of that. Let's go for now.
No temporary at all.
I couldn't really find the length of his contract or anything like that, but he is very much coach of San Luis for however time he is employed.
Is this his first season with him?
He might have a clause. If he has a clause.
We got something here.
Okay.
Contract expiry set to
So he has one more
2026
year.
to June 30th, 2026.
1 more year is not crazy.
Yeah,
June
1 more year.
30th.
See the 1 more year?
What do you think? Maybe 1.5?
Nah.
1?
I don't know, man.
I think this is a guy over 1 million for sure.
For sure.
Let's just say 1.5.
Yeah, this is a more expensive manager than Josh Wolf. I mean, look at his resume.
Yeah.
Come
You know
on,
what I'm
man.
saying?
We have to.
Yeah,
And if we were afraid of firing Josh Wolf because we had to pay him out, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I mean, then we're not big ballers like we thought. But
We're
like
not.
you said, B, hopefully there's money behind this project.
Of course.
And if we want this guy, we're going to have to, drop a penny or whatnot. But, gentlemen, anything else you want to add onto tonight for Austin FC, brother?
Season's over. We won't be back till February, bro.
It's crazy,
Season's
man.
over.
It's crazy.
The
Hopefully
suffering ends. Because we did suffer, bro.
next season's going to be.
We did suffer.
We did, mate.
suffer.
It was tough. It was tough, honestly.
There was highs and lows.
That Vancouver game was a staple in the suffering.
That was the end.
That was the end.
That was the end,
bro.
That was the end. Although we didn't want to admit it.
Yeah.
Maybe Bali did.
Oh,
but
yeah, it was tough.
The
But
end
look,
Bali.
I'm not gonna lie. At the end, look what happened. He's out. So
do you feel somewhat like you were right the whole time?
I feel like the goal was achieved.
This was our
goal
worst
was
season,
achieved.
huh?
Yeah.
This is our worst.
It was one of the worst. I think even last season was even.
You think it was worse than this?
Yeah, man.
No, man. I think
Yeah, for
I
sure.
think this is our worst season, bro.
I think this might have been one of the worst
This
ones.
is the peak of toxicity around the fan base.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
we got the manager
true.
fired.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we
We
did.
got the manager fired. I mean, that should say it.
He got himself fired because he didn't make playoffs.
The only good,
True.
moment, Leagues Cup, those first 2 games. I think that's it.
I agree. I mean, with what? I mean, you're staying with the Leagues Cup moment. I mean, Bali, what moment do you rescue this season? Like, what was your best moment of the season for Austin FC? Do you have one?
I don't think there was none.
Leagues Cup, bro. The first
Leagues
2
Cup was a high.
yeah. Leagues Cup was just
That was a high.
yeah, it was a high because we
Pumas?
beat Pumas, Monterrey. I think when we beat Monterrey, that's when they were like, okay, they're serious, you know?
That made the Pumas. I'm sorry, when we beat Pumas, 'cause we
It-
played Pumas first.
Yeah, and then we beat Monterrey. When we beat Monterrey, they were like, okay, so Austin
yeah.
FC
You know,
is serious. now.
Serious.
You
Yeah.
know what's crazy is I say that this is our worst season ever, but the game against Pumas and Monterrey has probably been one of the best performances ever. So it's crazy how that
You know what?
is in the worst season ever.
I have to disagree, and I go back to 2023 being the worst season because of all the situations we had to go through. The Kip Keller pass,
Yeah,
the
that was
CONCACAF
horrible.
Champions League
That was
Violet
horrible.
stuff,
That is true.
the U.S. Open Cup stuff. I mean,
That
just
is true.
eliminated after every cup that we took part in.
That is true, bro.
Yeah,
That is
and
true.
we were all over the news, all over
Yeah.
ESPN.
Yeah,
Bro,
we
when
were
we went to
making
go
national
play Violet away at the
They were
Dominican
jeering fucking
Republic,
Kip Keller.
That's
They were-
that's how global that went. It was
Hey, but now Kip's a
viral.
star in Cincinnati.
Good for
Chilling,
him, though.
you know?
To be
His
honest,
career
good for
is
him.
I'm happy
doing
for him.
great.
I'm happy
So
for him.
I'm happy for him.
I mean, one moment. I know it's kind of hopefully it's not recency bias, but I really like that we gave Ervin Torres his debut this year. I think
Yeah.
that's something that we're gonna look back on this season and say, oh well, at least
Well,
a young kid got a.
Yeah, because
debut.
Austin FC kind of came under fire. There's a couple young players that chose to go to the USL. Who was the most
Vigo
recent-
Vigo Ortiz.
And he kind of took a little shot at Austin
club, yeah.
FC's development, whatever. And I think this is like a response to that. And
I see what you're saying.
yeah.
I see what you're saying.
I feel like we also made a lot of mistakes letting some of these like Valentino L, who as soon as he
Valentino.
left, he killed it in the USL with Las Vegas. So
Yeah.
players like that, who honestly maybe if they would have stayed, they could have been a difference maker or something. So
David Rodriguez.
Rodriguez
we should have
also,
kept him.
we
San
should have
Luis,
kept him. He's in San Luis now, doing
coached by
great.
Torrent. Hey, maybe
everything points to this guy, man.
Yeah.
I want this guy, man.
Yeah, me too, Bali.
Please, bro.
I'm down.
We'll see, guys. But there are some highs. There are definitely some lows this season. Maybe the Leagues Cup is probably the best experience that we had of 2024. But hey, it comes to an end. We got a lot of work to do this offseason for both Top Flight and Austin FC. And we're very excited for what's to come.
It's a new excitement, new coach, man, new era.
Yeah. I agree. All right, gentlemen, we will sign out of here. We will get out. Enjoy the rest of your Monday, everybody. Have a good night. Have a good day. And we'll see you very soon. Ciao.